YouTube, I'm making an announcement. That announcement is I'm going to do the live stream tonight. I'm doing something on Monday, so I'd rather not be hungover. So I'll just be like everyone else and have a hangover on Sunday. So sorry, Alex, but you can watch it on the thing. I never listen to anyone anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So again, you might be bored of this shit. I think I did 2 videos yesterday. Here we go. There's the Kraken. And I put some photos up. I mean, it's just the ridiculousness of that neck does not show up in the camera. But now it is. Was the last video? Had I already put the bridge in? I don't think I had. No, this was yeah. So update. Now we have a Fender bridge. It's now through strung. It's got a Bill Lawrence pickup in the bridge. I'll have to say that I was a little bit, not so disappointed, but that Harley Benton pickup was not far off this. And in saying that, I'm saying it doesn't really sound that different from what it did before, including the fact that this is now a through-strung bridge. It's got steel saddles and it's got better strings on it. I just put the cheap strings on it last time because I knew it wasn't staying. But I mean, the Harley Benton pickup was totally fine. It just, maybe a bit of a perverse in me would quite like the idea of having the Roswell pickup, but seeing as I was in it anyway, yeah. So maybe I think it is maybe a little bit better. It's a little bit more, not as brash. So I think really the only thing I'm going to do to this now is can't decide. I have never liked guitars that, I always thought it was really untidy looking when you get like a pickup ring. You know, you'd see these really expensive guitars and the pickup would just be looking like that, and it's kind of like there's a sort of dirty bit which is kind of like you know, seen behind the scenes. You know, if you're like watching a TV show or something like that, and then it's like you kind of go off out the house a wee bit. You see like lighting rigs and, you know, work stuff like in the back shop. Kind of looks a wee bit like that. So I do have a pickup ring. I've not yet 100% decided that it's going on, but I think, obviously it's just sitting in it. I'll put it on straight. I think it probably helps. I don't know. It's not yet been decided. The reason I've not done it is because there's no holes for it. I mean, I quite like the pickup being direct mounted onto the body. It just so happens to be almost exactly the right height with a wee bit of foam behind it to be sitting there, and it's totally solid. That's got to be good for tone, doesn't it? The pickup line would be purely aesthetic, but it doesn't have, there's no screw holes for it, so I'd have to drill them, which means that if I put the pickup ring on, it's got to stay on, which is fine. So bridge pickup. Now we're single coil here and the bridge pickup. That's the rat pedal one. I might go for we'll go clean. Probably more of a difference. So bridge. Position 2. Very clean, isn't it? That's yeah, just using the single coil on the neck. It's now instead of being this, but I flipped it around, so it's now this one. And the bridge, and then this is the humbucker and the bridge. Not a huge difference there. There is. And then if you go into position 4, it's just this coil. So it should be Strat neck pickup kind of thing. And then humbucker in the neck. British sounds. sound an awful lot quieter, but I don't think it is. I think it's just I think it's exactly the same volume, just a completely different frequency range, as opposed to. So basically, if I was building this and I didn't have the Cortex switch, which you need to do this, you can't do it with a normal 5-way switch, I would have bridge pickup, if it was a 3-way switch, which this can be done, I've done it before. Bridge pickup, I would have position 2 in the middle, gives you the sort of Telecaster in the middle, with this split. Prefer that to this. There's not much in it, but there's a wee bit. And then I would have neck pickup. That with fuzz would be really good, I'd imagine. Fuzzes are kind of, well, this fuzz in particular is really strange. This one, my Black Sabbath pedal's a little bit more on the metal side of things. I'm enjoying just getting used to this guitar. Obviously there will be I'm probably going to, I might actually put a bit of effort in to try and make a bit of a better video for this as other ones. I'm a little bit annoyed at how, when I gave that pickup a bit of a wipe, it kind of went a bit whiter than the knob had the DiMarzio, but it's alright. I'll maybe just smoke on it a lot or something, and maybe rub it with shit to make it the right thing. I don't know. Got it, but I'm totally getting used to this guitar. But once I'll do the same as what I did with the Corker. I'm going to play it for a couple of weeks until it's settled in. And like I always say about when you've picked up a guitar that's never been played, or it's never been a guitar, or it's not been touched in 10 years, it needs to get used to being vibrating and shit like that. This has never been a guitar before. This is just the neck must have been fitted to it at some point, because it fitted really well and it was already all set up. Basically, I just got the body and the neck and just stuck the two of them together. Well, I've got the body, the neck, the bolts that hold the neck on, and this metal plate, which has got 3 holes in it. So I've got the jack socket on the top. I'm not sure that was my best idea ever. I do love it in the Shocking Bird, which is actually, it's kind of like this is a sort of badger botched together version of this, even though they've actually turned out to be almost exactly the same colour. But you know, the similar sort of, well, the cream pickup as well. This is also Gibson scale length because it's got a Gibson neck on it. This is Gibson scale. Telecaster bridge and a Telecaster control plate. This one, see, because there's quite a big gap, there's no problem getting at the volume control. This one I've had to use, well, I don't have to, but I've chosen these Jobby Brown knobs because they're a bit thinner. You've got more chance of getting your hand in between it, and I maybe need to get a right angle jack or something, or sticks. I don't know. These things are easily alterable if I really wanted to. But I've been totally playing clean. Basically, I think it was before I got that, but I mean, by the time I got the Corker, I was kind of more into the single coily and clean sound. I think it's just that, see, these expensive, fancy tone machine guitars, they can do this clean thing the way cheaper guitars can't really do. You know, the Rat kind of tends to, or any sort of distortion, it's not as big a difference between the guitars, you know. Especially, they're talking especially, see that wee Delamo fuzz pedal, this one. That, provided your pickups pick up all 6 strings, you can get it all kind of sound like that. It doesn't really matter how shit the guitar is. a new one. Yeah, so if you're about tonight, I will see you at about 8 o'clock. I'll probably go on about 5 just to make sure the sound's actually working this time. So if one person could show up at 5 and tell me, oh, there's no sound, mate, then I can turn it all off and turn it all on again and see if that's, I don't know. It's the only way I can find out how to fix it, I don't know. It's really annoying the way it does that. I might reset the computer before I do it, just so it, yeah, you know. And I will be playing hand-built custom shop guitars tonight because I've got 3 of them now. They kind of, they're not all equal. Like this was actually hand-built for me. Well, the shape was kind of already going to be something like this. It's a slightly altered one. I know. I think I did a video of on the prototype. The prototype, although if you stick the two of them next to each other, they're not really the same shape at all. All the dimensions are all completely different. And then there's the bass, and then there's a guitar. So currently there's 4 of these guitars, but they're all different shapes. So that counts as different ones. This will be the only one. This is the only one with a telly bridge. Yeah. And then the Corker, which is incredibly fancy. It's got all the fancy stuff on it. This doesn't. It's got the tone woods and at the neck. The only really excessively fancy thing about this is the neck, which you can't see just now, but see when you're playing it. Oh yeah, it's almost off-putting how it's got that 3D thing. When you move, the flames kind of do this. It's kind of mental. That's probably why it's called flamed, actually, isn't it? When it moves like flames. And then I've got the Shocking Bird, which was my botched together machine, which is actually really good. I really like it. I may have to try and compare the two. Now this is working, I wonder how different. How different is the... This is another bit. Stop talking! Stop talking! Right. I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. That's Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Live stream here. I'm going to go and get a bottle of Bucky. Catch y'all later at 8 o'clock.